Nonsense.
This is not grandstanding.
Exactly
this is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your refusal.
Thanks for demonstrating my opening
Mr.
statement.
Chairman,
Reclaiming
order,
my
decorum.
time.
She's off the
Reclaiming
rails.
my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are
Enough
totally
with your
off the
tropes.
rails.
Nancy,
Order.
enough with your tropes. Give me
Order.
my time back.
They thought they could turn a serious investigation into a viral moment, but they didn't count on witnesses who refused to play their games. You are about to see a sitting member of Congress try to bully citizens into a political trap, and the fiery response that put her right back in her place. This is the chaos they don't want you to see. Welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into this absolute circus in the House Oversight Committee, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are dedicated to bringing you the truth that the mainstream media tries to gloss over. We need your support to keep the Patriot voice loud and clear. Now, let's get into this.
Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes Ms. Pressley from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me just begin by making this plain. Credible fraud must be investigated and prevented. Every dollar that is stolen from public programs is a dollar that is taken from a child who needs care, a senior who needs food, or a family that is already struggling to make ends meet. Ms. Robbins, I want to just begin with a basic question, and please answer yes or no. When someone is convicted of defrauding the public, do you believe that they should be held accountable?
Yes.
So if we're serious about fraud, then we also have to be serious about accountability. Ms. Robbins, do you mind just expounding, what does accountability look like to you?
We want to prosecute everyone who's committed a crime, and we want to fire officials in the agencies that are liable for allowing the failure of internal controls.
Okay, so Ms. Robbins, let me be more clear. What should happen to fraudsters who steal public dollars?
They should go to jail.
So in my opinion, accountability means restitution. It means consequences, like incarceration, that help ensure that it doesn't happen again, as a real deterrent and accountability. It means that money taken from families and the public is returned to them. But that is not the standard that is being set by Donald Trump, who is wielding his clemency authority to allow fraudsters to escape accountability altogether. Last month, my office published a clemency report titled Trump's Clemency Gap, How Trump's Pardons Are Ignoring the People Who Need Them the Most. I ask unanimous consent to enter this into the record.
We start with Representative Ayanna Pressley. Now, the hearing was supposed to be about the massive scope of fraud, real money being stolen from the American taxpayer. But instead of focusing on the solutions, Pressley starts with a lecture on accountability. She gets the witnesses to agree that fraud is bad, which obviously we all agree on. But then she tries to pivot.
Thank you. Now to the witnesses who serve in the Minnesota State Legislature on the Fraud Prevention Committee, let's walk through these pardons for fraudsters, and we all care about fraud. So Ms. Robbins, Mr. Hudson, and Ms. Rarick, Donald Trump pardoned George Santos, who defrauded voters and owed them $370,000 in restitution to victims. Raise your hand if you oppose this pardon. Thank you, Mr. Ballou.
Ma'am, I would have to look at the law and the facts of the case. We cannot know the facts of all these individual cases.
Don't deflect. This is a very public case. You know who George Santos is. You know exactly what he did. We just agreed that, fraud is unacceptable. And you just talked about accountability. You said if people commit fraud and exploit the public good, that they should be incarcerated. So this is not a complicated question. So I will give you all one more opportunity. Ms. Robbins, Mr. Hudson, and Ms. Rarick, raise your hand if you oppose the pardon of George Santos.
Not playing this game.
It's not a game. It's real life. It's not a game at all. Okay, but I will take your refusal to go on record, not only as cowardice, but that you do agree with that pardon of that fraudster. Moving on. Donald Trump also gave, and this has never been done before, presidential pardons to corporations that committed fraud. One example is the crypto company BitMEX that violated U.S. law and was fined $100 million. Now raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this crypto company.
Not participating. Thank
you, Mr. Ballou. Okay, again, I'll take your refusal to to raise your hand in opposition, that means that you support this pardon of this corporation that frauded folks to the tune of $100 million.
Refusal to participate is not an expression.
Reclaiming my
Refusal
time.
to participate
Reclaiming my time. Do
is
you know
not
the
an
rules of
expression
committee?
one way or
Do you
the
know
other.
the rules of committee? This is my
I know
time.
that I am
Do
here
not speak
as
over
a member
me.
of the public.
Reclaiming my time. You are
that
not,
you
Mr. Chair.
serve.
Mr. Chair.
That's what I know.
You are not in order with the rules of the committee. This is my time. This is my time.
And it's
I
our
ask the
dollars.
questions and you answer, but you're too much of a coward to answer. So we're going to move on.
Pressley begins demanding that witnesses from Minnesota, people who are there to talk about state-level fraud, start answering for the former president's pardons. She literally demands a show of hands like it is a classroom. She brings up George Santos and corporate fines, trying to force these witnesses to give her a soundbite she can use for a campaign ad. This is exactly what is wrong with Washington. These witnesses are there to provide expertise on how to protect your tax dollars. Instead, they are being treated like hostile defendants in a kangaroo court. It is a total weaponization of the committee's time. Pressley calls them cowards for not participating in her hand-raising game, but the real cowardice is avoiding the actual topic of the hearing, the rampant fraud happening under the current administration's watch.
Now, yesterday was the 5-year anniversary, and I want to note of the January 6th insurrection. And on Donald Trump's first day in office, he pardoned 1,500 insurrectionists, including Brian Christopher Mock, who's from Minnesota. Are y'all going to say you don't know who that is? He's from Minnesota. Now, he kicked, shoved, and threw a flagpole at police officers, you know, law enforcement that you claim to support. And he did all of that in the name of fraud. He was an election denier, so an election fraud lie. Now, he claims he did these things in the name of patriotism, but really he's just a criminal. So raise your hand if you oppose Trump's pardon of this Minnesota individual.
Ma'am, this grandstanding nonsense
This is not grandstanding.
exactly
This is
what
accountability.
Minnesotans hate about D.C.
This is accountability, and you are hypocrites. So again, I will take your
Thanks for
refusal to
demonstrating
not
my opening
Mr.
statement.
Chairman,
Reclaiming
order,
my
decorum.
time.
She's off the
Reclaiming
rails.
my time. I'm not off the rails, please.
You are
Enough
totally
with your
off the
tropes.
rails.
Nancy,
Order.
enough
Off the
with your
rails.
tropes. Give me
Order.
my time back.
Finally, a witness had enough. When Pressley tried to bring up January 6th and more pardons, a witness looked her in the eye and called it what it was: grandstanding nonsense. They pointed out that this is exactly why people across the country hate Washington, D.C. It was a refreshing moment of truth. These people aren't there to be your political props. They are there to do a job.
Order, Mr. Chairman.
If
I
Republicans
didn't
were
come here to be
serious about
accused
reclaiming
by somebody who's supposed to serve me. You
Restore
serve
the
to me
time.
and my
Reclaiming
constituents.
You have no time left.
You
You're
don't get to
overtime.
accuse me of things in this
You're
chamber.
overtime.
You're out of
Order.
time.
Reclaiming my
You're out of
time.
time.
There's
There's no
more
time
You're out
left.
of time. We're done here.
You're not
We're
gonna have
done.
time.
Touch in out of time.
At least 10
Mr.
seconds.
Chair,
losing
she's
your
out of
second.
time.
Time's
Restore
expired.
the
Out of
time.
order
My
and
time
out of
is
time.
expired.
Ms. Pressley, you've
You all
already
are very
secured your
unserious.
MSNBC spot tonight.
I'm not
Now, your time's
I'm
required.
looking for
Chair
accountability,
recognizes Ms.
and you
Mace
want to
from
We're
run
gonna be
from the
so
South
good on
Carolina.
MSNBC.
Chair
of your
recognizes
king
Ms. Mace.
and this administration.
Thank you, Mr.
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes Ms.
And
Mace.
Mr. Chairman, I agree.
You
She's
don't
going to
care
be a great
about
host on
hungry children. You wanna be
MSNBC.
cutting
This is
medicine.
my
I
time.
wouldn't want to jump
I
in front of
reclaim
Ms.
my
Mace if I
time.
were you, Ms.
I
Pressley.
reclaim my time. This is my time.
I wouldn't want to interrupt Ms. Mace. It's her time.
When Chairman Comer tried to restore order because Pressley's time was up, she absolutely exploded. She started shouting over everyone, claiming her time was being stolen. Then, Representative Nancy Mace stepped in and delivered the line of the night, suggesting Pressley was just auditioning for a spot on MSNBC. It was a total breakdown of decorum, but it showed who was actually there to work and who was there to perform.
Chair recognizes Ms.
Mr. Chair,
You're out of order.
she did not get all of her time.
Mr. Chairman,
She wants to
still out of
insult us for
order.
10 more seconds.
What do
Your
we
time
have
is
to do to
expired.
get this
Chair-
woman in order?
Her time is expired. Chair recognizes
You're
Ms.
going to
Mace.
be great on TV. You're really good. No, baby, you're not. No, baby, you're not. You are not in order. You're out of order. Goodbye. You're done. Mr. Chairman, is my
Chair
5
recognizes
minutes.
Ms. Mace, and
Are we
we're-
good here?
got
Mr.
it.
Chairman, thank you. As I listen to the witnesses answer questions today, I'm struck by the truly breathtaking amount of fraud, the scope and scale perpetrated against the American people by Somalians in Minnesota.
Once the adults got back in control of the room, Representative Mace pointed out the breathtaking scope of fraud that has actually been occurring, specifically mentioning issues in Minnesota that the left seems to want to ignore. We are talking about millions of dollars, and while the left wants to talk about pardons from years ago, the American people are struggling with the costs of today. It is time we stop letting these politicians turn oversight into an acting class. We need results, not rehearsals. What did you think of that witness standing up to Pressley? Let me know in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video if you stand for the truth and subscribe for more deep dives into the fight for our country. Stay vigilant, patriots. We will see you in the next one.